Alright everyone, let's talk about what happened last episode.
Hey, so you do realize this is episode 1, right?
Wait, is it really?
Yep.
Oh, I guess I've just wanted to do this for so long, it just feels like I should be recapping my previous adventures.
Maybe you should take this time instead to thank people for clicking on the video and giving it a watch.
So, anyways, the Inferno, one of RuneScape's most difficult challenges, and one that I've yet to beat myself, mind you. Tackling high-level PvM encounters has been on my bucket list for quite some time now, and I can't think of a more exciting and better time to do that than in the very first episode of the series. So, let's dive in. Are you kidding me? We're doing Trouble Brewing.
Do you really think I would do Inferno on episode 1?
This is On Rate, a maxed main account who has been locked to the entirety of Gielinor with the sole purpose of conquering everything the world has to offer. From filling in the collection log, to acquiring the best gear available, we will achieve it all, with arbitrary rules, and no end in sight. Join me for the misadventures of a lifetime. For those of you not super familiar with the content, Trouble Brewing is essentially the nursing home for max players, and when it comes to minigames, it's typically considered one of the longest grinds for the collection log, coming in at roughly 132 hours to fill from scratch. That being said, I do have 2 of the full outfits already, which shaves off a considerable amount of time, so that's pretty nice. While I'm here though, I do want to go over a little bit of the minigame and how it works, and one of the more popular methods is actually the AFK method, and all that really is grabbing some buckets from this table, running over, filling them up with water, and then clicking on this lovely ladder that'll take you right upstairs to where the hoppers are at. Use a bucket of water on the hopper upstairs, and your character will automatically add every bucket of water that you have into the hopper until they are completely empty. Repeat this process 3 more times, and then stand there for 15 minutes. Menacingly. However, occasionally, you will run into people who will ask you to help participate in the minigame to earn more points, and my advice for you would be to right-click and immediately add them to your ignore list. In all seriousness, on World 304, which is the main world for Trouble Brewing, you will find so many people who are willing to actually brew and play the minigame, which will dramatically increase the points per hour that you get, shaving off so much time along the way for your attempt at greenloading Trouble Brewing. And it really doesn't take much time at all. So I do want to show you guys one thing you can do to help expedite the process for the people who are willing to brew. Starting from your team's side, run all the way across the map to the opposing team's brewery. Once there, you'll be able to pick 5 flowers from the patch. Run all the way back to your team's side after that. Grab 5 bowls from the same place that you would have grabbed buckets from, and then use the flowers on this hopper right here. And once you do that, all you have to do is use the bowls on the hopper to get red water into your bowls, in which you'll fill into a hopper upstairs. Run to the conveniently labeled hopper, and then use each bowl manually until they've been used up. And that's genuinely it. After that, you'll run downstairs, grab an inventory of buckets, and do the AFK method that I showed you earlier. You'll still get about 12 to 14 minutes per game to AFK, so relax and enjoy the extra points. Alright, so we've been doing Trouble Brewing for about 55 to 60 hours now, and I would be lying if I said that it wasn't becoming a little monotonous. So I want to take a break. I want to do something a little bit different. I'm not entirely sure what yet, but maybe go after a few different collection load slots somewhere else, or do something to make some money, just to kind of break up the tediousness of this grind. Oh, and a break he took. A big break indeed. So come, join us by the fire. Have a seat next to Quetzalcoatl? So come, join me in the worshipping cuck as I tell you all about what happened during this break. We managed to traverse our way through the Theater of Blood in a group of 3, and pulling a scythe at the very end, resulting in a 550 mil split. We managed to receive the elusive cut on its drop from Tecton, pushing us ever closer to greenlogging chambers. And we managed to spoon the Eye of the Duke at 625 kill count. And we managed to do all of that without pressing the record button 1 time. Because I am an idiot. And speaking of idiots, today's video sponsor yours truly. If you've enjoyed what you've seen so far today, subscribing and leaving a like on the video would help the channel out tremendously. And believe it or not, it's actually free. Not only that, but my wife said that if I could hit 27 subscribers with this video, I could quit my job and pursue this full time. Thanks. Alright, we are back at Trouble Brewing here. So during that break, I also utilized downtime to wrap up Trouble Brewing. It was an incredibly exciting 90 hours that I'm just so sad are over now, but here we are. We are ready to greenlog. And really quickly, I'd like to take a look over my current collection log for Trouble Brewing as well, just to make sure I don't try to buy any duplicates, since I do already have 2 of the outfits. I would hate to have to do any of this over. And it's also a great time to relay the fact that in this episode, I am starting off with 842 total collection slots logged. But now it's time to change that. Let's go ahead and buy one of everything from the store, minus the red and black outfits, as those have already been acquired previously. I really cannot relay how good it feels to stack up points in a minigame and buy all of the rewards outright. There's something about seeing a 2-minute long, continuous stream of collection log pop-ups that makes staring at the same room for 90 hours feel so worth it. Not to mention getting to spam the clan chat with 1,000,000 notifications to assert my dominance via the collection log. Respectfully, of course. And speaking of clan chats, if you're ever looking for a fun place to hang out, you're always welcome to join us over here in Verf's clan. It's filled with some pretty cool people, and we would love to have you. And now, back to Trouble Brewing. And here it is. As we buy these last few items, we are completely wrapping up this minigame and greenlogging Trouble Brewing, never to return. And the most important thing now is acknowledging that we are going from 842 to 866 collection logs just like that. Feels good, man. Feels good. I want to use this time now to go over some of the slots I've managed to fill out after Trouble Brewing, and to kind of catch up chronologically where we stand with the collection log. So I'm currently over at the Brimhaven Agility course to cash in some tickets. During the previously mentioned clan event, one of the tiles my team landed on required us to collectively purchase the Pirate's Hook, so when I landed on that tile, I was one of 2 people online, and the 2 of us decided to go ahead and knock it out. This gave me quite a few tickets, and I was able to purchase the Graceful Recolor kits for an additional 6 log slots. This was also at the expense of my Varlamore Graceful though, so I'm pretty sad about that. Jagettes, if you would like to please add a way to store multiple Graceful sets without having to rebuy the whole thing, it would be greatly appreciated. As you can see in my chat box here, I did manage to pull a Warped Scepter, which is pretty nice, as well as a pair of the Sulfur Blades, which I will put up on screen for you now. And keeping with the Slayer drop theme, I decided to try and knock out another random clog here, which is the Crawling Hand. Dropped by, you guessed it, Crawling Hands, at a rate of 1 in 500. Decided to take a quick break from PVM here and try out some forestry. I came out after I'd matched, so I never really gave it a shot, and I was able to get the sturdy beehive parts about 5 minutes after starting it. That's a pretty quick collection log slot, so can't complain about that. Alright, so spent a bit more time doing forestry after that last clip, and while I didn't get lucky on like the golden egg or the fox whistle or anything like that, I was able to stack up quite a few of the pheasant's tail feathers, which are used to create the pheasant costume and as a part of the forestry collection log. I was able to make 2 pieces with what I had saved up after just a couple of hours, so some pretty easy collection log slots there. I also ended up getting enough anima-infused bark to purchase the full forestry outfit as well, which is a cosmetic override for the traditional lumberjack outfit. Doesn't look as good to me personally, but log slots are log slots, right? Overall, forestry was relatively quick and provided 9 brand new items for our collection log. Still have quite a few items to go to greenlog it, but for now, I think that's a pretty decent start. Alright my friends, I think that's what I'm gonna have to leave off for today. Before I go though, there are a couple of things I'd like to touch up on. First off, I do apologize about the clips that I forgot to record. This episode took me a few months to put together, as I went through trial and error with various microphones, recording and editing styles, etc. And I'm not complaining at all. By the end of it, things started to come together for me, and I started finding my preferred flow for things. That said, I definitely didn't do my due diligence along the way, and messed up getting some clips for some pretty cool collection log slots. It does kind of feel like I'm on my way to becoming a YouTuber just saying that, though. Secondly, and I think this is even worse, there were hours of footage that I intended to use, but either ended up corrupting when I swapped hard drives, or butchered with old mic settings, etc. That being said, I'm able to spare you the pain of watching me go incredibly dry at Royal Titans. For example, just look. Just look. Where is this? Look at this kill count. Look at this collection log. Hours of footage of Royal Titans. But you've been saved from the pain. So I think it's a win for both of us. There were most certainly a lot of things learned in the process, and by making these mistakes now, I do not intend on making them in episode 2. I'd also like to point out that we managed to go from 842 collections logged all the way to 901. That's 59 new items we've gathered in just this episode. I'm pretty content with that. And while we're on that topic, I kind of want to paint some short-term and long-term goals for the series. Bear in mind, I don't ever plan to officially lock myself to one piece of content for an extended period of time. I hope that by bouncing around, we can keep things fresh, fun, and spontaneous throughout the series. In the coming episodes, my short-term goal is to hit 1,000 collection logs. Hitting that juicy number has been a goal of mine for a very long time, and finally getting to do that on video with all of you sounds like an excellent way to do it. My one and only long-term goal is to greenlog the Chambers of Zarek. This will include the challenge mode capes. I'm only missing a few items outside of those capes, so working towards the 2000 CM kill count will most certainly be sprinkled in throughout the series. I also fully expect things to change and be added along the way. I just wanted to kind of paint a vision for the coming episodes. Last and certainly not least, if you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you. Genuinely. This is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. Like, since I was a kid killing cows in Lumbridge. The fact that you took the time to give this video a chance when there are a ton of other established content creators available to watch means a lot to me. More than you know. I really hope that I'm able to turn this series into something memorable for not only myself, but for all of you as well. And for those of you who stick around, I look forward to taking this misadventure with you. Right as I was working on wrapping up this first episode, one of our clan members, Agoraphobe, matched his account, and I just wanted to take a second to congratulate him. It's the little things like this that remind me just how great our little community is, and how lucky I am to be a part of it. Alright, now it's over.